Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited, E-Steam The Sands of Time. It's action and adventure in ancient Egypt in this terrific teen time travel romance. Get your copy of E-Steam The Sands of Time at your favorite online bookseller today. Many of these black nerds out here are extremely upset because Black Panther was snubbed by the Golden Globes this Sunday. Now, as someone who knows the entertainment industry for over 25 years, I was not surprised by Black Panther being snubbed at the Golden Globes. Because when it comes down to Hollywood, as related to black films, oftentimes they will nominate a film like Black Panther as one big virtue signal to show that they aren't racist. And they'll go out here and they will passively nominate the film, but aggressively go out of their way to not vote for that film or give that film any sort of award. Now, I saw the handwriting on the wall with Black Panther's nomination back a couple of months ago when I saw that the film was being nominated for Best Picture in a Drama category. However, many of the technical awards, it got no nomination. Now, many people have praised the black woman who did the costume designs for Black Panther, but that woman got no nomination. Neither did many of the actors like Chadwick Boseman, Michael B. Jordan, or the woman who played Shuri, or Angela Bassett, or many of the actors. And again, that's a red flag as related to a film's nomination. If you know the entertainment industry, you know that if the academies are serious about nominating a film for an award, they are going to give nominations for that film in those categories as related to acting, cinematography, and the technical awards, especially as related to visual effects and costume design. When they are serious about giving a film recognition, they are going to go out of their way to give that film nominations in these categories because they're judging that film sometimes on the merit, but in most cases, you really can't take these awards seriously because in most cases, they are popularity contests. And as it relates to the popularity contest and the whole diversity narrative that Hollywood wants to push, when it comes down to the diversity narrative, they nominated Black Panther because it allowed them to get, again, virtue signal brownie points because they're saying they're nominating a black film, but they weren't going to give that film any awards because, again, as it relates to films like Black Panther, they just don't fit the narrative that Hollywood wants to see regarding the image of black people. And this is something that many black nerds just don't understand about these awards academies like the Golden Globes and the Academy Awards, is that they only nominate films for, one, virtue signal points, and two, they only give awards to films that fit their narrative. Now, usually the type of films that fit Hollywood's narrative for black people are films like Your Monsters Ball, which feature women like Halle Berry degrading themselves in sex scenes with white men. Movies like Training Day, where you have Denzel Washington playing a violent black brute, or your mammy roles like we saw in The Help with Octavia Spencer, I believe, or your other types of minstrel roles. If you're playing a slave, a mammy, a coon, a black brute, or any sort of role that breathes brand new life into old stereotypes about black people, then you are guaranteed to win one of these Golden Globes, one of these Academy Awards, because you are playing the type of role that white Hollywood wants to see black people in. And when it comes down to Black Panther, this was a film that just did not fit their narrative for black people. The whole idea of a black man being a superhero and that black man who is a superhero getting an award, no, the Academy does not support that kind of image, and they don't promote that type of image. They don't want to reward that type of image because that image runs counter to the white supremacist foundations of Hollywood, because Hollywood is all about elevating white men and white women. It is not about elevating black men and black women. And most of the things that black nerds really need to think about critically is, why would a racist institution like Hollywood praise a film that showed you intelligent black people in a technologically advanced civilization today, when they have never praised any sort of positive black film out here that has been made in the past? I can think of numerous black films that deserve nominations for awards, like I Will Follow, like Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing, and many other films. None of those films got nominated for any sort of award by the Golden Globes or the Academy, and in most cases, those films got completely snubbed. But they're going to go and pick Black Panther as an exceptional film, even though we've had over 25 years of great black films, but the only films that the Academy, again, wants to praise or give awards to are the ones that fit their narrative. And when I look at the films that actually won awards, like when I look at the film which is about Freddie Mercury, it clearly shows me what their agenda was all about in Hollywood. So they're not about a black first agenda or presenting a positive image of black people in media. And this is what a lot of black nerds need to understand, is that yes, they made a Black Panther movie, but all of the attempts to try to reward that film, they were extremely disingenuous. Because I remember a couple of months ago last year, they were talking about creating a whole new category in the Academy Awards just so they could nominate Black Panther. And again, that just shows you how disingenuous this Academy was, because they really were not about elevating the black image or presenting a positive image of black people. They're about promoting the same old white supremacy. And sadly, many black nerds were so spellbound about the whole prospect of a Black Panther movie, they couldn't see that their favorite hero was one created by two Jewish men, Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, and two, they couldn't see that it was a white racist institution making a film about their favorite hero. So they weren't going to go out of their way to praise your image, even though they made that image, because to praise your image and elevate your image on their media platform runs counter to the white supremacy they want to promote on their platform, because that's what they primarily want to do on their platforms. They want to elevate themselves on their platforms, not us. And that's why I'm not surprised about Black Panther being snubbed at the Golden Globes. But I understood the game being run when they nominated this film, because again, when you take a critical look at the film Black Panther, yes, it was entertaining. However, the film had numerous serious flaws in its story, and it had numerous serious flaws, especially in the third act with its special effects and even some of the camera shots. So as I saw it, yes, it was an entertaining film, but it was not ever worthy of an award. And again, the only reason why they gave that film an award was because they wanted to virtue signal to the world that Hollywood wasn't racist, and they wanted to say that Hollywood was more open and diverse than before after numerous protests of so-called Oscars so white and these award shows being not diverse and not praising people for diversity. So I saw what they were doing as related to these nominations, because they also nominated not only Black Panther, but they nominated Crazy Rich Asians and other films. Again, virtue signaling that they were so not racist and not diverse. But then we look at what films won, and again, we saw the same old racism and we saw the same old identity politics agenda being pushed on that award show. So that's why these award shows are continuing to drop in the ratings, because the Golden Globes ratings were the lowest ever in the history of the awards that last Sunday. But the reason why those ratings are so low is because everybody sees how completely disingenuous and dishonest they are regarding their nomination process and who they give awards to. Because in many cases, it looks like last year, the Golden Globes were bought and paid for, and the show was mostly about Hollywood giving themselves awards and a pat on the back while they take jabs and insults at President Donald Trump. So most people are tired of seeing this type of award show, this popularity contest where the rich people praise themselves and have the regular people then be entertained by them praising themselves and pretending to say things like they are not racist, they're trying to show how progressive they are, when all of their progression is just the same old status quo, pushes the same old racism, and pushes the same old narratives regarding black people. Because the only films that win these awards usually, again, are your films like Your Precious, Your Monsters Ball, Your Training Day, Your Moonlight, films that all are meant to promote negative ideas and negative images of black people. And because these award shows reward images that are negative of black people, that's why a lot of black people can see right through a disingenuous nomination of Black Panther for Best Picture, because it wasn't about trying to nominate this film because it was the Best Picture. It was about, again, a virtue signal. It was all about putting a token film in a place where it didn't belong and saying we nominated a black film because it was black, but not nominating a film because it was quality. And that's one of the big problems with Hollywood as related to this Black Panther snub, is that we see that the whole nomination process, again, was not a genuine one. And because it wasn't genuine, you could see all through the fakery that Hollywood was trying to pull with this whole campaign to make it look like they were giving Black Panther a chance when they had given this film no chance at all. If you'd like to see me make more videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon by clicking the link in the description box. And if you want to try some of my SJS Direct Black Fantasy titles like the ISIS series, the E-Steam series, The Temptation of John Haynes, and the John Haynes series, and the Spencerella trilogy, you may do so by clicking the link to Amazon.com in the description box. There you can find my books in paperback and Kindle format. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.